This is Secret Stories, and my name is Mary Cachapalia. Many people cannot be on camera because their employer, their family, their friend, or their church and synagogue would roll their eyes, ridicule, misunderstand, or even fire them. And now we have the added stress of being heckled on social media. Well, Secret Stories shields you and allows you to tell your story with anonymity. Thank you for valuing what we do, and thank you for the support that makes breaking the silence possible. Nadia begins her account with the following. Let me first start off by saying how glad I am for your platform. This is so beneficial and helps so many people. My story starts, like many, as a young child. My first encounter with ETs started between the age of 5 and 9, I think. I want to say it was prior to age 7. I'm almost sure of this because I think it happened before or right after Hurricane Hugo in 1989. When I think back upon my first experience, I want to say I knew it happened to me at that young age, and yet at the same time I did not. It is as if the memories came back more when I was older, but yet I always knew. The sighting. First, I do not remember viewing or interacting with any aliens. I know it's a letdown. From channeling sessions, it seems that I am not ready to remember yet. My first memory of that night seems to be connected to a night when I was playing with my younger sister, who is 2 years younger than me. I thought that I remembered that we were playing in our room in the trailer we lived in at the time, and it's like I remember lifting up through the window, and that's the end of that memory. It was nighttime. The next thing I can remember is being alone in my backyard. Somehow, there is a very bright light above me, to my left, and above the woods. I think it's a full moon. I look up, and I am greeted by a huge triangle ship. It is none of the ones you hear people report on. To this day, no one has ever mentioned seeing it, at least not that I have heard. It was moving from my left to right slowly and silently. No noise whatsoever. The size of this was larger than the largest cruise ship. I mean, it was like stories upon stories high. The size was similar to what you see in the movies. I was very high up, but I could see enough detail to know that this thing was huge. It was shaped similar to the ship in the Marvel movie The Eternals, yet its coating resembled the Borg ship from Star Trek. There was a pyramid-shaped black UFO spotted by 3 to 4 people in Washington, D.C. that had a similar look. The only difference is theirs was a pyramid, not a triangle. I know I sound crazy, right? I ask myself, was it just a dream that my brain created? I liked a lot of movies, but I know this is real. After I looked up and saw the ship, I had no recall after. I do not remember waking up in my bed. I don't remember walking back to the trailer. I remember nothing. Most people say I dreamed it, but somehow I just know it was real. My family made fun of me for it. We lived near Charleston, South Carolina Air Force Base. This base at the time had large cargo hauling planes, and as a child I enjoyed, and still do, watching them fly over. One of our air shows in the 90s presented the first model stealth bomber, and what I saw as a child was still larger than that and looked nothing like it. Fast forward a few years, days, I can't recall how long after the experience, and I'm going to my mother to ask her about dark piece of what I thought was gravel in the back of my knee. My right knee, if I remember correctly. I remember her laying me down on the bed and grabbing a razor from the bathroom. There was no need for a doctor because, first, we were kind of poor, and second, it was close to the surface of my skin. Hence why we thought it was gravel. She removes it, and I remember looking at it. It was no bigger than a grain of rice, but looked like a bit of stone, but not stone. She threw it away, and I went back out to play and never thought about it again until years later when I would meet my second husband, who would tell me about a doctor who researched alien implants. You just had a show about this. My mother would go on, did not even remember this when I asked her in my 30s about it. You would think a parent would. I am constantly doubting myself about seeing it. Did I see it? Did I dream it? I ask about the dreams because as an adult, I have many dreams with them appearing, different ships, interactions with beings that seem human but not. I have more to explain and speak to you, too much to write right here, but I wanted to finally get this email to you. I tune into your show when I can, and I love listening to it while I'm at work. I am 42 years old. I am an artist, but do not draw or paint as much as I used to. I have no idea why. I know I love it. I taught myself to draw from a very young age. I pretty much have since I picked up a crayon. My mother tried to get me into a special school when I was younger, but we did not have the money for it. I currently work as a technical illustrator and love it. To some, it's boring, but I love it. It is better than any other job I have had and feel creative enough with it. I do logo design on the side. I'm also diagnosed at the age of 40 as an AUDHer, basically a cross between autism and ADHD. I would love to speak with you more on what I've been through. I haven't had what most people recall as direct contact, not that I can remember. I know they can alter time, and basically, we are none the wiser. There is so much more than I think you might find interesting, or perhaps more that you yourself or the community have similarly shared. I have attached a picture I drew using my tablet to explain what my ship looked like. It's a rough patch job. It was the easiest way to explain what it looked like. Thank you, Nadia, for your experiences. And thank you for sharing your experience with us as well. It takes guts to share your experience, and when you feel ready, I will share your story for you. This is Mary Cachapalia. May love and light follow you.